If there was one thing that you wish men understood better about women, what would that be?
It's not all about money.
Okay, so what is it all about?
Love?
It's all about love. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's not about money. It's about love.
Okay. So your most recent love interest.
My recent most her most recent love interest.
Your most recent love interest. What was the one thing that he did that first sparked your interest?
He grosses $2.2 million a year or a week.
So
But it's not about money.
It's not about money. Okay.
No, it's not about money.
Okay.
I don't care about the money.
Okay. If there was one thing you wish men understood better about women, what would that be?
I thought nobody would never ask. You have to pay to play. It may cost you a little, may cost you a lot, but it's gonna cost you, baby, okay?
I'm going to see how much money is in his wallet. That's what attracts me.
Okay. Do you find it harder to identify the characteristics of a lady than it is to identify what a gentleman is, or?
Not, I guess kind of, yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because there's more pressure on men to be gentlemen, like when it comes to how they treat women, and women just kind of, a lot of times women are just there. Yeah, there to get treated that way, and the guy is supposed to be like the head and all that and everything, so they got to step up and show that they can be ahead, and the women, like throughout history, they just kind of exist and there to.
That's very interesting. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, or?
I'm not saying that's how it should be. I'm just saying
That's just how things are looked at. Like I said,
stereotypically,
you look at the man to be the one who is.
Do you think that there's more pressure on men than there are on women?
Absolutely.
Do you think that women are typically the ones who kind of regulate the sex in a relationship?
No, the man is.
Okay. So how does a man kind of control the sex though? Because what's the longest that a man's ever made you wait for sex?
Never. A man will fuck you on the first date if it's up to them.
So if a man hasn't made you wait for sex, but a woman will make a man wait for sex,
you got a point.
then basically she's the one who regulates the sex in the relationship, right?
Yes, you're right.
So if women are typically the ones who regulate the sex in a relationship, why aren't women the ones who initiate the sex in a relationship?
Because if a woman fucks a man on the first night, they always consider her easy, but no girl shouldn't be called easy.
So do you think that having sex with a man too soon might discourage him from wanting a potential relationship?
Yes. I feel like if you fuck him on the first night, you just a fuck and that's it.
Okay.
If she easy with me, who else is she easy for?
Right.
Period.
I feel like women have way more rules in dating because with all the double standards that are in the world today, men get the fucking a long end of the stick. Women deserve power. I'm not a feminist or anything, but we deserve things too.
But here's So here's the thing: if women have most of the power, to make the rules in the relationship, and they have the power to decide if a relationship's going to happen, don't they already have more power in relationships?
All right, you got me there. We have more power.
Okay, so here's my thing, right?
Pussy is power.
Okay, so
I kind of think women tend to set the rules. I think they tend to have a standard or certain rules that they set. Very dependent on the relationship, but for the most part, they have you have to do this, or you have to do this, or you have to do this, that women do on an average.
So women kind of set the boundaries of the relationship?
I think so. I think for the most part, yeah.
Okay. So if women are the ones who typically set all the rules for the relationship, and they're typically the ones who decide if a relationship is going to happen or not happen, doesn't that kind of give them an advantage over men when it comes to dating and relationships?
I think it does. I really do.
So why do you think that women want equality in everything except for dating?
I don't know. I think it's just the way that society is. I think that women just think that they should not approach men. That they think they should just be the ones that are submissive and they're mysterious and going for it. But really, they should be the ones out there being we should go out and talk to people, and we should be the ones doing this.
Well, it's 2019. Why is it when it comes to a woman's education or her career, being assertive and going after what you want is seen as a good quality? Why not also in dating?
I 100% agree. I think it is a great quality.
Emotional. We are so emotional because of our hormones.
Like, we just don't know what we want, so we expect you to know what we want.
Yes, we expect you to be mind readers. Exactly.
Do you think that being emotional should entitle anyone to any sympathy or special treatment?
No.
No, definitely not.
No.
So then, should women be entitled to any kind of sympathy or special treatment just because they're emotional?
We
No.
were just talking about this.
Yeah, no.
So then why is being emotional, why is it like men are kind of expected to be mind readers though?
I know. You're right. So I think that women, I don't have an answer for that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
No, I mean,
Why are men expected to be mind readers? They don't think like women. They're not emotional like women.
yeah,
But would you prefer a man who's completely honest or a man who tells you what you want to hear?
Completely honest. 'Cause if you tell me what I want to hear, then what are we talking about? Right.
Okay, so what would happen if a man came up to you and just said, excuse me, I think you're really attractive. If I took you out, made you laugh, spent money on you, made you feel special, would you be willing to hook up with me and potentially something more?
I mean, me personally, I don't care for anybody buying me anything or anything in that nature. I just like to have fun.
Okay, well, what if a guy just came up to you and just said, like, hey, if I took you out and made you feel special and had fun with you, we had fun, would you be open to hooking up with me and something more? Yeah, I'm an open
person, so.
But I mean, isn't that completely honest?
Yeah.
It's completely honest, but it just depends on the answer you give.
Right.
Honestly, I would say no, because it's kind of like returning a favor. If you're asking me, if you're telling me you want to do something for me, and then tell me, oh well, then this.
Right.
You're obviously asking for a favor back. So.
But isn't that literally what happens?
Not necessarily.
It depends.
To me.
If it's told the right way, straight up, then it's
If the approach
different.
is the right way, you don't necessarily say, oh, I want to hook up. Let it kind of flow into that.
So what's the difference between being completely honest and like telling the right way? Kind of sounds like telling you what you want to hear, because it's got to be done the right way is the way you want it to be, right?
That's true. I guess you have a point.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point right there.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
When having a first kiss, what is more special to you? When it happens spontaneously in the heat of the moment, or when he asks permission first?
Spontaneous. I hate being asked.
So what does that say about consent?
Ooh. I feel like you would know. I feel like if you have to ask, then you kind of already feel that, like, awkward. I don't know if this is right.
So a guy should be a mind reader? Let me ask you this: have you ever wanted a guy? have you ever wanted a guy to make a move, but he wasn't getting your signals?
Yes.
So then, what makes you think that the opposite isn't true? If you want a guy to make a move and he isn't getting your signals, why do you think that a guy would get your signals if you don't want him to make a move?
All right, you're getting me right now. Fuck.
So basically, you might say that like women don't approach because they're afraid of rejection. You think, or
Definitely afraid of rejection. One of the big ones.
so if a woman does approach a man, do you think she's more or less likely to be rejected than if a guy approaches a woman? Where are we going?
Less likely to be rejected, honestly.
So then why would women be afraid of rejection when they're far less likely to be rejected?
Because we're fucking crazy. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
You know,
you're kind of challenging that thinking, like if we say one thing,
Yes.
but then our expectations fall short of that only because we set ourselves up for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what?
Why? I don't know.
Well, that's why.
So, do you think that like when women give the advice to a man, like just be yourself, or it's what's on the inside that counts? Is that good advice, or should women advise men to increase their wealth and status if that's what they're mostly attracted to?
Go ahead. Stop lying to them. Like, you gotta always strive for greatness, no matter if you're male or female. So it's a little bit of both.
What constitutes an intelligent man to me?
What was one of the smartest
What
things your husband did?
constitutes an intelligent man to me is somebody that can actually hold a conversation, and I can tell with a connection by the way they articulate themselves, how intelligent they are. It's a connection. You just know that somebody's intelligent or not. It is what it is. So, I don't know how else to say this. Is this a setup? I don't know. I'm seriously married to Einstein. He is a genius.
He is a genius.
Well, what was the smartest thing that he ever did that you can think of just off the top of your head?
Oh, 100.
Clearly, fucking dated my ass and haunted me for 2 years and married me. Ring right here.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Now he's getting very, sometimes I wonder though, because intelligent people sometimes, they got to hold on to that intelligence because it can get very confusing and they'll lose it really quick.
Okay.
And this ring could come off.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight as to why I decided to create this channel. I feel that dating and relationships in today's world have become such a frustrating experience for so many, myself included. Even with the best of intentions, I've become all too familiar with the various red flags, misconceptions, and double standards that seem to exist. What are the rules of modern dating? Are there advantages and privileges to either sex that might reinforce and promote bad behavior? I'm not only trying to expose what I see going on, but also expose why I think it might be happening. I wish to re-examine the age-old question, what do women want? I've constructed a series of questions in an attempt to force people to think outside their own bias, despite the fact that these questions should apply to both men and women of all ages. I've even discovered some of my own bias throughout this process. I understand these are sensitive issues, but in the search for truth, you must risk being offensive. Because Vegas is a tourist town, I've had the opportunity to interview people from all around the world, young and old, drunk and sober. And while there are certainly exceptions, it has become apparent that there are obvious patterns going on, and they're worth looking into further. I intend to not only expose the bad behavior on both sides, but also highlight some of the good behavior. Let me know if you have any questions you would like to see asked in the field, and if you enjoy this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. So what's the difference, though, between respecting a woman, making her feel special, versus the guy just pandering to all of her needs?
Thoughtfulness. Yeah, like really listening to, like, knowing what you want and what you like.
Sorry, we're doing an interview, please.
Okay. Yeah, come listen.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this.
What is the number one thing you don't understand about women?
That I don't understand about women?
Vaginas.
You don't understand about
Vaginas.
Nah, vagina. I got that on lock.
Sam Singster, nice to meet you.
Let's see, the number one thing I don't understand, why are they so complicated? Why do they, a lot of different women like to complain about unnecessary stuff. How come they can't just be, how come they can't just be normal?
Why they always act like they mad about shit when they ain't even mad about shit?
The one thing that I don't understand about women, it's a lot. It's a lot. Nah. That was stupid.
They think that we read minds, and if we don't, they'll get upset.
Their reasoning behind dumb shit.
Oh, good one, real original.
It's the truth, because y'all say one thing, mean another thing, say one thing, mean another thing. It's like, I ain't got time for y'all.
Have you ever lied to a woman in order to get laid?
Oh, absolutely.
Why did you not tell the truth?
Because the lie was easier to get away with, and she's fucking naive, you know?
Okay.
And I always say I like my men to be assertive, like be a little bit aggressive, say what you like, what you don't like. Because if I have even just the smallest inclination that I can run over you, I'm gonna do it.
Right, but I'm saying, but just because you can, does that mean you should?
No, I shouldn't. Just
because it's something else like that don't mean I should take it. After I got my heart broken, all these niggas getting played.
Right. Most women that I ask say they want a guy who's completely honest.
They don't.
Why is that?
I've tried that. It doesn't work out.
What do you find more attractive? Somebody that is down to earth and doesn't take themselves too seriously, or somebody that walks around and thinks they're all that?
Oh, down to earth, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
And I think most people would say that. What I don't understand is, why are there so many people who walk around and act like they're all that? Isn't that unattractive?
Yes. That's terrible.
Sure. So why do so many people do that?
Lack of I think self-esteem. Yeah, like I couldn't even tell you. They do it to make up for something else. Yeah, exactly.
Who's more guilty of that behavior, in your opinion?
Girls.
Women are more guilty of that?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If a girl comes up to you and tell you that she's been together with slept together with 10 guys, 20 guys, 30 guys, I don't know, you would consider her a slut. But if a guy came to you and told you that he has slept and had sex with 50 girls, he would be considered like a hero. I don't know.
He's a stud, right? What is the number one thing you like about women?
Vaginas.
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Not like vaginas. Okay. All right. Do you think it's easier to? Do you think it's harder to please a man or a woman sexually? Satisfy them?
A woman.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Doesn't understand
No,
vagina. We're all tying in here. We're all tying in.
I would say double standards for sure.
It is double standard. No doubt.
Yes.
It's like if a key can unlock 50 locks, it's a master key. But if a lock can be unlocked by 50 other keys, it's a shitty lock.
It's not a good lock.
What are your thoughts on the expression "happy wife, happy life"?
I don't agree. I mean, I agree with it, of course, because I'm a woman, but I think it takes two to tango. Both partners have to be happy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, you each have to equally try to make each other happy, or it's just not going to work, and the man's going to be miserable if he's only trying to make you happy.
Do you think we should maybe change that to happy spouse, happy house?
Yes, 100%.
If you woke up tomorrow and you were the opposite sex, what is the first thing you would do? That's a fucked up question, man.
If I was opposite sex,
Take a look.
Vaginas.
try to get some money off of a nigga. I try to get some money. Try to see how much money I get off of a nigga. How much money I can get from a guy, yeah.